Warning! The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Geoguessr. What a wonderful Friday. Yeah. I am super excited. It is Black Friday. For those of you who don't know, it is the largest shopping day of the year, and I'm spending my time by not shopping. I'm one of those people who, I don't really care. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to do that craziness. I worked retail for long enough to know that today's just not a day to go out. So we're going to sit at home. We're gonna play this. And actually, by the time this video goes live, we should be recording the next Geoguessr Pro video. We're doing a meetup, a city meetup in Boston, Massachusetts, which is fitting for when it is. It's just after Thanksgiving, and the first Thanksgiving, I guess, was somewhere in Massachusetts, probably not Boston, but probably around the Plymouth area. So it's kind of fitting that we are doing it. We are in Brazil this time around. We know that from that blue sign. And that escola, which is school, just showed up. So, but that's going to be happening today, depending on how many people there are, which I believe it's around 10, because a few people dropped out. We should have it edited by this weekend, if everything goes according to plan, and everyone sends me their videos on time. But that's where we're at. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. City meetups are always a lot of fun. You never know what you're going to find. And it is Boston, which is one of the harder cities in the United States to travel, mainly because it's not like a super gritty city, and it's not really numbered unless you're near the middle. So if we find numbered roads, it might not be easy to figure out exactly where you are. But hopefully we figure something out. Now, back to the game. We know we're in Brazil. We did see that road sign originally. It had 3 letters on it, so that's why we ignored it. But now that we keep going north and we're still struggling to find things, I'm wondering if we should go back to the sign and at least try to get something on it. It doesn't feel very orangey, so that's why we're kind of in the state of Bahia. Bahia? Mainly because the northeast doesn't have your typical Brazilian dirt, and this doesn't feel like your typical Brazilian dirt. It is Gen 4 coverage, yellow divider line. We do have the blue car, which is also indicative of Gen 4 coverage. But that's it. We didn't find anything. We probably went the wrong way. It ends up being way further south. And actually, we were going probably the right way. We almost just found a major road, RS602. I don't remember what the 3-digit road said. And it does look like we went through a Alrosa Galvão, which I didn't see. But that was kind of middle of nowhere. Current leader does get a better guessing. Not much we could do about it. It was just, there's no clues there. It happens. It happens like that pretty frequently. This should also be South America. We do have Alto, and we do have the Mexicanal fucking telephone poles. It's an octagon. It's fine. We're in Mexico. At this point, I don't think we're going to do too great. We are going to look for town names. If we find one, we find one. If we don't, we don't. Obviously, it feels a little bit more dry, a little bit more tropical. That should be the north and the east. We do have roads if we are able to figure out what town this is. And maybe we could find some road numbers, because I think road numbers are my best friend in Mexico, and not necessarily town names. I do recognize some, though, so it's possible we could find something that we do recognize. It does feel like it is a large town or city. Maybe this might not be that bad. That said Mexico 45 if we go back. I don't know how we ended up where we did. We want these signs down here. We have Mexico 45. Are there any other signs? That's to Linea Verde. Linea Verde, San Luis Potosí. and then 45 again. So we can find Mexico 45. Here's 49. Here's 40. Here's 45. 45 probably travels a good distance, I think. Can we find... We don't want the park. Linea Verde. Valle de Allende. And 45 goes south here. De las Niñas. El Ciento Viente. Rodeo. Jose Maria. Doesn't look like there's too much here. And it does continue to go. But we don't have anything besides Mexico on 45. And Park El Cadazo. Well, that sucks. We just need to choose a big town. Could this be Durango? Is there a park in here? There's a few of them. Because Durango is a pretty big town. And this feels like it's a pretty big town. We're probably wrong, but it makes sense to at least try to guess a major one. Bodega Herrera. Yeah, no, we're not going to find anything. We do have Gen 4 coverage again, which it will eventually be the most common that we find. And then we do have phone numbers. It ends up being Aguirre Scalientes. 215 miles further south. 45 probably goes quite the distance. So, not a bad guess, not a great guess either. Train tracks looks like Polish. We do have holes in the telephone poles, blue on the license plates, and maybe not Polish. No, that's pretty Polish to me. So let's go to Poland. Fuck it. It feels like we're in a maybe a small town. I don't think it's going to be too large of a city or anything like that, so we're probably going to be able to find the town name. And in fact, I don't think we found a town name yet today, which sucks for me. Oh, look, we have a town name, which just goes to show how small this is. Rokycny Kolonia? We have the town name. This doesn't help us. At this point, there's no way we're going to win. We're already down 5,000. We're pretty confident this is Poland. Do we choose a random town and hope that we can get it correct? Fuck. Lodziki? I know Lodz is here. So what would Lodzki be? Would Lodzki be like the suburbs of Lodz? But it doesn't feel like it's a big town. It feels like it's a small town. Maybe it's like Lodz, the city of Lodz, is funding this. It's a program. It's a region. So it's a town inside the Lodz region? Nisko Volda? What was the name of the fucking town we're in again? We need to go down the road. I hate how that map sometimes takes forever to disappear. I don't think we're going to find it. And I don't think I'm making the right assumption. But if we're in the Lodz region, Rokycny might be easy to find. Although, my brain's already hurting just looking at some of these. Like, oh shit. We might not even be in far enough. Here's Loix. Noah Ostrori. Lekna Mala. Whatever. Yeah, we'll just guess where we are. Fuck it. And it ends up being a lot closer to Lodz. Here's Rocky Colonia. Did I not see it? Or was I not zoomed in enough? But we do end up getting a better guess, and that was assuming the Lodzina is the region of Lodz, which it looks like it was. It might also just be a coincidence, so we have to keep that in mind moving forward. Yellow divider on the left. We have the triple white line down the middle. which we've seen in Uruguay, and I can assure you it's not Uruguay. So, probably South Africa, even though it's not Gen 2 coverage, obviously doesn't need Gen 2. How do we keep skipping around? Oh, man. We have East London and Maff. Now, East London is right over here. That is to our south on N2. Mathala is to our north, right over here. We're in between, probably not. Then we have Maryland. I never knew there was a Maryland in South Africa. So in between East London, along to, there should be a Maryland to our west? To our west, yeah. That's bad. It doesn't give us a distance as how far away Maryland is, but it should be to our west along 2. Here's Mbandwa, and maybe we're not even going to see it spelt Maryland on the map. And then here's Mathala. So, how far away could it be? I'm not too sure. This is... We can figure out the general region, and that's it, and that sucks. And I didn't see it when we went back and forth twice. So we're currently in the middle. If we could have a distance, that would be great. Obviously we don't, so we need to keep going. If we keep going towards East London, we might be able to find a distance sign saying, hey, you're, 100 kilometers away. If that's the case, we might be able to have a better guess, but that requires us finding that sign, and I don't think we're going to find that sign. Yeah, it's just a bunch of random arrows pointing and telling us that a merge or a split lane's coming up. Which, honestly, that's not incredibly helpful for us. It might be great if you were driving this road, but when looking for clues as to how far away you are, not so great. Here is Hillside. I didn't see Hillside either. And again, no real clues as to how far away we are. So, in between these two is a Hillside and a Maryland. And maybe they just don't exist. Because I don't see them anywhere. Maybe we didn't look far enough away. Ends up being a lot further south. Closer to East London. So somewhere along these roads is a Maryland and a Hillside. And I don't see either of them. They should be in this area. So we essentially got screwed. We weren't able to find the things we wanted. If we would have gone the other way, would we have found anything? It doesn't really look like it. There are some roads, but there's definitely not any town names coming up. That sucks. That's stupid. Well, now we know they're not all there. And unless we're able to get a perfect score here, and the current leader miserably fails here, which it's Sweden, we're not going to win. So at this point, do we just throw down a random guess and move on? Or do we go for potentially last place, because I know you guys are going to be killing it. How do we know it's Sweden? The small dashes on the side of the road. We do have the weird A with the circle on top of it. And we do have red houses everywhere. So, obviously the red houses are the least confirming of Sweden. But it should be Sweden. We do have town names with distances. Those are probably way too small for us to find right now, because we don't even know if we're north, middle, south. Based on the trees, we're probably more north-middle than super far north. Further south, I feel like would be a little bit more green. And Jonestrom, or whatever the fuck that means. Let's throw it over by Ramseel. Now, we already know we can't win. That doesn't mean We're bad at this game. We just passed a Swedish flag if you needed any more confirmation. We haven't found a large enough town that we might be able to use. By large enough, I mean pointing to, like, Stockholm and being like, hey, you're 400 kilometers away. Maybe we'd be able to figure out where we are. But we're finding stuff like junk punching lan. Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. Good guess, bad guess, doesn't matter. Way further south. If we would have gone the other way, it looks like we would have hit 23. So essentially, we went the wrong way there. Would we have been able to find it? Probably not, because we would have continued on the path. And it looks like we were going further and further into the middle of fucking nowhere. But not a bad score. Brazil really screwed us in the beginning. Ionica Messery coming in first place. Good game, 23,682. Scribbles in second, 22,465. Like I said, our guess didn't really matter. Bo in third, 22,342. Kurt in fourth, 21,976. Screenshot the World in fifth at 20,964. E. Chandler at 20,165. And then 59 in eighth at 1845. So, Kurt taking the shortest amount of time, doing pretty good. But overall, it could have been different. Honestly, I wish we would have done better in Brazil. That might have made us care a little bit more about that Swedish guess. But overall, that's what happens. There's where it ends. But that is going to be where we call it for the day. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you all tomorrow. We do have 2 Pro Leagues planned, as well as our normal video. You could find a link to that video in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you guys all then. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day. And bye-bye.